And now, another episode of MMA Gossip with your boys.
Boom, we're live, baby. MMA Gossip episode number 60, according to Mike, who is basically like the official record holder of the podcast. UFC 261 fight week. I haven't heard anything about it. I don't know if any of you guys have heard anything about it. PFL is back finally on Friday. It's been a humongous layoff, but they are back. Not too much else. I mean, I guess if you bless you, Matt. I guess if you want to talk about Jake Paul unfortunately beating Ben Askren in I wouldn't even call it a boxing match. I'd call it like some sort of, circus. But he did his thing. Now it looks like, Tyron Woodley and him been going back and forth a little bit. Leon Love, who it's funny enough is part of Mayweather's crew. We'll get into that later. And Leon Love got embarrassed on one of Mayweather's 24/7s. So we'll see if Tyron Woodley could do the same thing as him. He's calling for a fight in the cage. But, the world MMA news never fucking stops. I haven't heard too much, like I said, about UFC 261, but we'll get into all that and more. So please, the usual. Like, comment, subscribe. MMA X Gossip all across the board. All of our socials, everything. Please do us a favor. Hit that like button. It really helps us out more than you know. YouTube algorithm is a little wonky, and we'll appreciate it if you do that. So, without further ado, take us away, Mike.
Yeah, so just immediate thoughts on the fight itself. I didn't see the fight. I didn't pay for the fight. I'm actually curious.
I paid for it like an idiot.
Well, there you go. I'm curious to see how many idiots actually bought the pay-per-view. So we got one so far. So my immediate thoughts were Ben didn't train at all for this fight. He literally just wanted that paycheck, and he didn't care how stupid he looked. And he knew it. The day of, he tweeted something along the lines of, this is a circus. People love circuses. Hope you enjoy, something along those lines. So it's like, what do you guys think about this like freak show that's just becoming more commonplace in mixed martial arts / boxing realm?
I wouldn't even say mixed martial arts, honestly. Like, I get what's the biggest circus act the mixed martial arts has had? I mean, I guess aside from every Bellator main event,
mixed martial arts is a circus.
But no, you know what I mean? In a sense where it's disrespecting the sport, like, in my opinion, they did with boxing. Like, the only thing I could think of is like CM Punk. But and all these people just buying into it, and I get it, dude. Like, you kind of got to go where the money is. It's why we're talking about it right now. But when I see a reputable sports media outlet like Barstool or like ESPN, Jake Paul is for real. Like, dude, what are you selling? Anybody that pays attention to this sport, like 10% of what we do, knows that it's bullshit. It's just, dude, he's fighting a fucking guy that looks like he just rolled out of bed and he's like drastically overweight, but somehow yet smaller than Jake Paul. Like, he was never a boxer. Like, all my friends texting me like, yo, I'm betting on Ben Askren tonight, right? I'm like, no, you fucking idiot. You're not. Like, that was what was supposed to happen. I'm not impressed by it. I've had it with Jake Paul, dude. I will say I'm wrong the second he fights somebody that isn't a 5'1" basketball player or a retired fucking Olympic wrestler. Go fight Tyron Woodley. Go fight Tyron Woodley.
I don't even want to see him fight Tyron Woodley. If he wants to be a boxer, dude, good for fucking him. Jake Paul's killing it, right? He's racking in the views. That is our goal on this podcast, is to rake in the views and rake in the money. He is doing everything, a kid our age would want to do, and more power to him. But he's going around, calling out like, I mean, dude, good for him, right? He's making out the most unrealistic call outs to make himself look good, just like Dylan Dennis. I saw Bloody Elbow wrote an article yesterday that said Dylan Dennis says he could beat one-hitter quitter Francis Ngannou in a street fight. And Bloody Elbow wrote an article about that. I didn't even click into the article, but I did see what Dylan Dennis said on Instagram. It's like, bro, do you really think that Dylan Dennis thinks he could beat Francis Ngannou in a fist fight? No, but he knows that it's going to get clicks online. Do you think Jake Paul thinks he can beat Conor McGregor or Daniel Cormier or Tyron Woodley? No, but it's going to get clicks online. Good for Jake Paul. I'm actually happy for him. I think it's cool that he has all that fame and notoriety and he's bringing eyes to the sport. I think it's only going to help, but it's boxing. So if you want to be a boxer, box boxers. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what, like, if he started to actually take it serious and not take these gimmicky fights that anybody that watches the sport knows, like, all right, this is a fucking joke. Like, I get it, you're making money, but to what point does it stop? Like, I don't know, man. I just, like I said, I'll stop talking shit the second he fights somebody with a boxing background.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to get there eventually, and it's not going to end up well for him.
You'll still have bills in the account, though. That's all he cares about.
That's all that matters, bro. I mean, realistically, like, good for Ben too. Ben got $500,000 to show. I saw him partner up with all these different crypto things. You know, Bitcoin to the moon, baby. Let's get it. And you know, tons of sponsorships, ton of media outlets, tons of everything. People sending stuff to his house. His wife's Instagram, who's a realtor, is growing. You know what I mean? So like, he just grew into money all around. So good for fucking him. He got more exposure than he would ever have had. There's Brody, the MMA gossip dog, and yeah, that's all. I really
will
don't
say
have too much
though
else to say
too,
about it.
as much as I hated watching it, all these people need to stop talking about that being a fixed fight. That was what was supposed to happen. It was not fixed.
Yeah, don't pay any mind to that horse shit. But
Ben, we needed more than with that being said, dude, we needed more than 2 minutes out of you, Ben. Like, come on, bro.
Yo, I'm sorry. You've gotten hit by guys, I could be wrong. You've gotten hit by guys that hit harder than Jake Paul, and you were out with a
Yeah, like
first punch.
Douglas Lima and
Yeah,
Jay
like-
Huron and Robbie Lawler.
Crazy.
guys, how about we stop talking about this shit? Let's talk about how awesome Robert Whitaker looked, man.
Dude.
Like levels. Like, I mean, like I thought he was going to win, but I just didn't think he was going to justify his price tag. But he did, man. He exceeded it, man. He looked like a world beater out there against Kelvin Gastelum, who usually always puts up a good fight. I mean, I feel like he has to get the title shot over Marvin Vettori. That's my personal opinion. What do you guys think?
I agree with that. I think he looked the best he's looked in a long time. I wouldn't say he looked like a new fighter. He just looked refreshed. He looked like he took the right amount of time off again. And I think he's hitting his stride again. And I've said it for a while now that I thought it was going to happen. Given his first run, he was so young. He was bound to have another one. And it looks like he fixed all those issues he was having with his chin, and then he was, pull out of a couple fights. And I'm really pumped about it, man. I hate to say it, though. I just don't see that fight with Izzy, if he gets it, going any other way.
Yeah, I'm not going to reiterate everything Matt said, but dude, maybe it would. Maybe it will go a different way. Maybe if Bobby Knuckles uses wrestling, he could go another way. You know what I mean? He's a big fucking dude. He's a big boy. I mean, Izzy, I guess it's easy to say that now that you saw the game plan to beat Izzy is out there. Basically, use heavy. The heavier you're wrestling, the better shot you have against him, right? The classic grappler versus striker matchup. But Bobby Knuckles looked real good. I definitely think he deserves a shot over Marvin. And Chrissy with the picks, baby. Friday night. How many did I get right? Did I get 3 or 4? 3, right? My underdog Jakar Close fight was canceled.
Yeah, 3-1 in a void.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think that Marvin's wait a little bit, pal. Like you're not wowing people with your performances. You're just kind of winning, as Robert Whitaker seems to be leveling up still this late in the game. And with the motivation, man, he looks so good. I'm so pumped for him. All right, guys, anything in between before we hit 261? Anything worth mentioning about PFL or
Corey Anderson looked fucking amazing. You want to talk about good performances? Corey Anderson and Bellator looked amazing.
I can't get over how good. I mean, granted, his opponent, I can't pronounce his name, but he was reputable, and he went out there and just absolutely pummeled him in every area of the game, man. I'm so pumped for him. I hope he makes it far in the tournament, if not win. So pumped for him.
And Corey Anderson's only been in Bellator for a year now, and he said he's already made more than he did in the UFC in 7 years.
Crazy. I mean, I feel like there's no reason for him to lie. He's just got a really lucrative deal with them. So good for him.
Yeah.
And I believe him too, 100%.
Yeah.
Who do you got versus Bader? That's the fight now.
I think he's going to beat the fuck out of Bader.
I think Bader's going to put his lights out because I still think he's a fucking loser.
Nah, I mean, Corey's chin is shot. No, don't get me wrong. All it takes is that one gust of wind. But in terms of skill for skill, every facet of the game, I think Corey's got him locked. So
and don't forget that Bader's that chin's been touched quite a few times too. So
yeah, man, he got knocked out quite a few times. Yo, Vadim Nemkov too. I mean, he put it on for 3 rounds. Phil Davis has got a chin on him, and in classic Phil Davis fashion, just waits until it's too late and then lets it get to the judges' scorecards and lost that 48-47. I thought it was 49-46, but whatever. Bellator judges are sometimes a little wacky, but the right person won. That's all that matters.
You know what I find interesting? I was going to touch on that. I thought it was 49-46 also. Like, it's not just because it's Bellator judges. Like, obviously it's the state commission that does it, but it always does seem to be Bellator has some outrageous scoring. Yeah. It really does. Like, that wasn't, I'm not saying that by any means. I'm just saying, classically, Bellator's had some fucked up decisions. Some 30-27s for each fighter. I'm like, what the fuck?
Bro.
Don't get me wrong, the UFC and all, it's because it is the athletic commission. I've seen some fucked up decisions, but Bellator really some fucked up decisions.
I didn't watch the Julia Budd fight, but I heard that she should have lost. Did you see it?
No, dude, I did not see. I told you, I came home to my family. I didn't see it.
I saw a lot of people online saying it should have been 29-28 for the girl who wasn't the minus 1,300.
Favorite, Jesus Christ.
Crazy, but nonetheless, Bellator doing Bellator things.
Yeah.
UFC 261. We got finally a stacked card that we can actually talk about a few awesome, juicy matchups.
Stacked card with no noise, boys. What the fuck? It's like the third time I've said it this episode, but it's devastating to me, man. I haven't heard nothing about it.
Sold out, Florida. Sold out in a matter of minutes, according to Dana White. So you best believe masks are optional. And here we go, guys. What do you guys think?
Dude, that's so incredible. The only Dana could fucking pull some shit off like that. Masks are optional. He's going to be there without one, 1 billion%. And you know what I mean?
I don't think he's ever worn one.
He's the man.
I've never.
And he travels everywhere.
Everywhere. I guarantee there's not one snapshot or video of him in a mask. And if there is one, let us know.
Dude, remember when Mike? Remember when he said, right when this started, but the pandemic started, no one even really knew what was not that they didn't know what coronavirus was yet, but they didn't know that it, well, in our opinion, was nothing. But what it was going to turn out to be. And Dana's like, I've been through a ton of shit in my life. If Corona's going to be the thing that gets me, bring it on, Corona. Didn't give a shit. Didn't let it stop him, bro. He really does not. He's like a machine. He doesn't stop working, bro.
No, he doesn't. That's why if anybody, the day he steps down or is replaced is the day that, we literally cry together, as a team here.
He's going to die on the podium or something.
Yeah.
Probably yelling about Oscar De La Hoya and just have a heart attack.
He's gonna die on July 10th when Conor McGregor gets knocked out again.
No,
he's just gonna call it quits.
Stop. Good vibes. All right, guys. Friend of the show, Brendan Allen, taking on Carl Roberson. I feel like Brendan Allen, dude, just go for a fucking takedown, bro, and you got this, man.
I said that shit last week, bro. I said Brendan Allen was at minus 140. I saw him out on DraftKings. I was like, I am all over that, dude. He's already going to be one of my picks. I said that. What'd you say, Matt?
He needs to wrestle.
He needs to wrestle, and I think he will, and I think he's going to get it done, and it might even be by finish. I'm 100% betting him. I already made that one of my picks at minus 140 when I said it. I have no clue what the fucking odds are now, but you best believe, fight fans, MMA Gossip fans, Instagram followers, at MMA X Gossip, that Brendan Allen will be one of my fucking picks.
Same. By default.
Yeah, he opened up minus 200 and he got bet down to minus 130, 140. So I think that's where he's floating around right now. So the value's there, man. And we know his path to victory. And we know Carl Roberson get taken down 3 to 4 times a fight. He's been submitted 3 times in the UFC. I'm pretty sure he only has like 6 fights. So 50% of his losses are by submission. The path is there. So, obviously backing our boy Brendan Allen here, but also at the betting window.
I think I already have my picks lined up, honestly. Just looking at this.
Word. All right. So we got probably 4 or 5 good matchups here. Brandy Brown.
There's one of them.
Yeah, no, I agree. Going up against the father of 37, Alex Cowboy Oliveira. I'm pretty sure he's got literally 14 kids. So he's got mouths to feed. So you guys think he's stepping in there for a paycheck, or you think he's still got a fire under his ass to actually make moves?
Nah, he's
a paycheck.
Paycheck. Randy Brown all day.
Yeah,
Might be my
I'm just worried about Randy. Sometimes he gets hit and he just doesn't react well, you know.
These guys are both choke artists.
Yeah. They don't react well to adversity. So if anything, maybe just play the fight doesn't go to decision.
I feel like it
I
does.
wouldn't bet on it with match
Randy
money.
Brown's gonna grind him out up against the cage.
Yeah, I can see that too. I mean, Alex Oliveira doesn't have a good gas tank. He settles for bottom position. Sometimes he's a tornado. Sometimes he's the nail.
Yeah.
Got to go with Rude Boy though. All right, this is a great fight, mostly because we're all high on Jimmy Crute. Jimmy Crute going up against, Anthony Smith, Lionheart over here. What do you think, Matt?
That says it all, Mike.
Another one of my picks, Jimmy Crute all day.
We're all gonna have the same picks.
I know we are.
I know.
And you know what that means? We're all gonna fucking lose.
Yep.
I've been over Anthony Smith for a while now. I think he lost some of that fire that he originally had, like that chip on his shoulder, underdog mentality is a little bit gone, which, who could blame him after getting your doors blown off a couple times and losing some teeth in the process. But yeah, man, I think Jimmy Crute presents a lot of problems for him. I think he's going to be, we heard him in his last fight. He said he felt small. Like, who wants to fucking hear that, especially from a betting perspective? I think Jimmy Crute is going to beat up on him. He's going to mix in takedowns. I think he's going to stop him. I wouldn't be surprised if he stopped him in the first round, honestly. I think Jimmy Crute is going to make a statement.
I feel that, dude. Who did Jimmy Crute fold against recently? He lost someone he should not have fucking lost.
Serkinov.
Yeah.
Serkinov, yeah.
Yeah, he was beating the shit out of Serkinov, and then he got caught in like the Peruvian necktie or some crazy.
Yeah.
Which is the only way Serkinov wins fights these days, so whatever. And then he finished his last two fights.
Yeah, but I really do think that Jimmy Crute is just gonna, they're throwing a prospect, an aged vet here. How do you from the John Jones fight? He went on. Anthony Smith just went on a little bit of a run, got the Jones fight, got humbled, and then just has been on a free fall ever since. So, I think they're just feeding him to the wolves here, and Jimmy Crute cruises to a win.
Yeah, I know Jimmy Crute is all in on his career right now, man. He lives in a van outside where he trains with his dog. Like, all he does is wake up and train and then think about fighting. So his head's in the right place. And Anthony Smith, I mean, statistically, I listen to Numbers MMA. He's so down on him because he's statistically awful at everything and just somehow comes back and wins. So,
really,
yeah, apparently his statistics,
surprising.
His striking to receiving strikes to output strikes are like lopsided. His grappling he's like being controlled way more than he's controlling. Like, he's just statistically really bad in every category, but just somehow ekes out wins. I guess it's that Lionheart.
That's interesting.
All right, Chris's favorite fighter. His heart is going to beat out of his chest when he makes that walk to, what song is that, Chris? And I won't back down.
Back down, girl. Yeah. Dude, I'm already nervous. I'm looking at it right now. I'm already just nervous thinking about it. Like, I'm looking at his face and like, oh my God, I can just picture all the times my heart raced for him. I saw him get knocked out by Yoel Romero in the Garden. I saw him lose to fucking Gegard Mousasi in Buffalo. It's just like, but then obviously saw him sit on top of the cage in Long Island and beat Kelvin Gastelum, who we were just talking about, which was his last really, really, really good performance. I'll just say it right out. He's going to be in a rematch against Uriah Hall, obviously. Uriah Hall, known to fold, though. Definitely known to fold. Has, Weidman has just, the bottom's kind of fallen out. Age has caught up to him as of late. And as of late, I mean, the last fucking 3-4 years, it seems at this point. But I'm never, ever going to pick against him. I think, what are the odds on this? Is he a favorite still?
It's a pick.
Wasn't he like a small? What's a pick 'em? He was a tiny favorite last I had looked. And I could see that, bro. Honestly, he's a fucking Matt Serra, Ray Longo, Renzo Gracie, Ricardo Almeida black belt. So you saw what he did to Vitor Belfort, right? Absorbs strikes, gets the takedown, and that was steroid Vitor. That was TRT Tour. His mount is insane, and he can cut through Uriah Hall's guard like butter. So I want Chris Weidman. I don't even want him to dabble in strikes, but I don't want him to shoot from across the cage like Curtis Blades either. Uriah Hall is dangerous, but he's not, a one hitter quitter type of guy. He can be, but he kind of wobbles you first. So his takedown defense is not that fucking great, and he'll definitely fold. He wilts over time. Weidman, when he beat what's his name, the big fucking other wrestler, Omar Akhmedov, when he beat him, Weidman definitely slowed down in the third, but he does look to be in better shape this camp. So I'll let that slide, and I hope that he's got cardio for 3 rounds and he could just wear on Uriah Hall. Maybe even the first round, fight most of it stand up, just grab him against the cage. Second and third round, working those takedowns, just work Uriah Hall. And I could see him easily winning by submission, if not taking one on the judges' scorecards.
Matt, what do you think, dude?
Uriah Hall's going to blow his fucking head off his shoulders.
You said that Omar Akhmedov was going to blow his head off his shoulders.
I do, and I'm going to keep saying it because somebody's going to end up doing it, and at that point in time, I'll finally be right. Well, yeah, I think he's going to lose this fight. I think he's going to get, not because he can't win, I think he's just going to get drawn into not a firefight early, but he's going to try to strike with him. I just think he gets caught, and I don't think his chin has that many shots left to take in him. And Uriah Hall, if he could do one thing, he could definitely crack. So in this situation, I'm going to have to roll with Uriah Hall. And we met him on a subway in New York.
Oh my God. Remember, he was like, U.S. fighters? I'm like, no, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Like, I'm about to get hammered and watch the fights.
I'm about to get hammered and watch you fight.
Yeah, that was an awesome interaction. His hands were huge.
Dude, Mike, you fucked me. Now I can't stop. You hear me? I'm humming it now.
And I won't
I'm like,
back down. I love it. When that comes out, man, you get like chills down your spine when you hear that song.
What's his name sings that fucking song? Tom
Petty.
Yeah, Tom Petty. That's what I thought.
Yeah. When he gets that American flag draped over him, man, it's going to be real.
You know it, dude.
I'm picking him to win because for takedown, it should be over. Like, he's that good on the ground. He should definitely submit Uriah Hall. But
that's what I'm saying. I'm calling it right now. Arm triangle win for Chris Weidman. You heard it here first. Clip it, motherfuckers. We're going to post this on Twitter and Instagram when it happens. Matt, fuck you.
Clip that too. We got co-main. Oh, co-main. 3 title bouts. Let's go. Valentina Shevchenko, minus 400, the lowest favorite she's been in a long time, going up against the hardest hitter women's division has ever seen, John Lineker's twin sister.
Literally.
Jessica Andrade.
With bigger traps.
Yeah, with bigger traps. It hits harder.
I'm taking this full line 8 times over, dude. She's going to fucking smoke Andrade. I think she puts on the performance of a lifetime.
Yeah.
No feedback? Nobody agrees?
The thing is this. It's like, listen, okay. I just want to play devil's advocate because it's too boring when we all fucking agree.
Fair.
So hear me out. Last fight against Jennifer Maia. Jennifer Maia had, I think, a total of like 9 or 10 minutes of control time or something like that. I mean, she got like 2 takedowns throughout the fight. Granted, she lost very thoroughly, but she racked up a lot of control time. And I just think that nobody in the girls' division, I said this before, and I said this about Mackenzie Dern a couple weeks ago. Sometimes these heavier hitting girls, these muscular girls, that outweighs the skill of the opposing girl, So in this situation, that applies here, but it definitely plays a factor in most girl fights. And Jessica Andrade is the pinnacle of beefy girls who fucking move other girls around, whether it's her striking power or just her fucking muscular physical strength, picking girls up, slamming on their head, Rose Namajunas style. But I have to pick Valentina because her footwork is too good. I don't think that Andrade is going to be able to keep up with her. Granted, that's a lot of moving for 25 minutes, but I have to go with Valentina Shevchenko to win decisively, probably 49-46, maybe 48-47, but I just think that she's too good for Andrade. Probably going to be like a Joanna type fight,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like she's going to have her moments. I don't think she's going to blow her out of the water, but like I just can't. I don't think she could, like you said, I don't think she could sustain what she has to do for 5 rounds, and I don't even think that style is her forte. Like, she wants to throw, but her style of throwing is just gonna lead her into getting picked off by a sniper for 5 rounds or until she finishes the fight. Explosive fighters like Andrade almost don't work against calculated technicians that control distance as well as Shevchenko.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I mean, Andrade's output, though, man, she throws a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. We'll see. But, I mean, you're going to give me plus 315 on the hardest hitting woman on the planet. It's like, I don't know.
It's tempting not to take because, the mighty have to fall at some point. And Valentina hasn't even come close to it. Like, no one has really tested her chin at all in any way. And I just see, we've seen Andrade outpointed by Rose. We've seen her outpointed by Joanna. And who else? There's someone else that outpointed. Oh, and then, Wei Li just beat the shit out of her. So I could see Shevchenko doing like something in the middle. I could see her definitely wearing on her. I think she's going to touch her up over like 3 or 4 rounds, then maybe put her away. If not, just go to the judges' scorecards and win an easy decision. But Shevchenko's chin has never really been has been put to the test and has held up. She ate, Nunes's punches twice.
Pretty
so
True.
Co-main, guys.
Co-main.
Weili Zhang defending her belt against Rose Namajunas.
Speak of the Devils.
Yeah. God, so what's going to be? Matt, red or Rose?
Same thing. Pains me to say this, but I think red.
It pains me to say this.
It really does. But yeah, she's gonna win. I think she's gonna win handedly too, maybe easier than Shevchenko. I just don't think that Rose is gonna give her anything that it's gonna scare her off. That's gonna, give her problems. Like, yeah, she's got output, she's got great striking, but I think Weili Zhang just has a different kind of pop that is gonna beat up on Rose. And I don't think Rose is going to be able to match it. And we've already seen Weili go through a 5-round fucking war and come out on top against a girl. I know she beat her twice, but I think it's just like in terms of striking, he's more than Rose still. I don't know. Maybe she's just fucking in her head and Joanna couldn't beat her, whatever. But I think this is going to be a decisive victory here for Weili Zhang.
Yeah, I agree. Weili just, she seems like a fucking world beater right now. It doesn't look like anyone's stopping her. We've seen the best of Rose. We've seen, Rose can be in some weird mental places. She looks to be in a really good mental place now. I just feel like Weili does everything Rose does, just better and sharper. And I think that's what we're going to see here. Weili lands more, gets hit less, including, statistically speaking, and that fucking war with Joanna included. We've seen her go through the depths. We've seen her like real championship grit. She's down to bite on the mouthpiece and just throw like she did against Joanna. And I see that happening here. I saw her at like a minus 180 favorite. Hopefully this isn't Korean zombie Brian Ortega-ing me.
Yeah.
But I think her at that money is worth it. Although I will be rooting for Rose as a fan. I'll be thrilled to see Rose win. I would probably make Weili one of my picks, along with Jimmy Crute and fucking Brendan Allen. But I will definitely, certainly, positively be rooting for Rose in this fight.
Yeah, I'm going to be rooting for Rose too. Let's not get it twisted.
Yeah, me too. I just want America to have all these fucking belts, but right now it's not. It's really So, Matt, Chris, I think you brought up a good point with the whole mental thing. She does seem to be in like the best mental space she's been in a long time. Like she was all like, "Oh, I don't want the belt, the pressure of the belt." She was like happy when she lost the belt. But the one thing that's really making me pick Weili here to win is because in Rose's last fight when she fought Andrade, she slowed down a lot in that 3rd round, and Andrade was super close to finishing her. If there was another minute or two in that fight, her nose was fucked up. She had to get surgery for her nose after that. So I just think that, if that was Weili in there, round 3 and round 4 was about to start, I'm like, Weili's going to beat your ass in rounds 4 and 5 and finish you. So I got to pick Weili to win. But I think Rose is more than capable of, clipping her, maybe getting some, clipping her, get to the ground, get a submission. She's great with those back takes and whatnot. So Hey, I mean, let's go Rose, right? Main event time, guys. Now, Masvidal's got the whole training camp. Do you see this going any differently? Let me just lay the land so it's not super boring or we're all just picking Kamaru Usman. So the first fight, I'm pretty sure that Jorge pretty much stuffed a lot of his takedowns. Didn't really get to the ground very much at all. Just was up against the cage the whole time and could not get any offense going, which is a testament to how good Kamaru is. But at the same time, here we are, full training camp. Do you see it playing out any different? Usually fights don't usually go the same as the first time, but in this case, I do think that it's going to be a 50-45 decision across the board. Rooting for Masvidal. I'm not going to lie. I am rooting for that fucker, but I think Kamaru is going to beat his ass.
I agree. But I think we're going to get a better fight this time. I think we're going to get a lot more exchanges, definitely less stand up against the cage. Less shoulder strikes and foot stomps, hopefully. But overall, I think that we saw Usman get hit with adversity, and some pretty tough adversity for the first time in his last fight against Burns. And we saw him overcome it and literally finish the fight throwing jabs. So, anybody that questioned any type of, not that it was, but anybody that, would say, his heart, this, that, the other thing, he doesn't want to be getting hit. That's why he played it safe against Masvidal, whatever the case. I think that goes out the window, and I think that he's just a better fighter. He's more ways to win this fight. He's going to be able to mix it up more than Masvidal can, and I think we're going to get a better fight. But I think we're going to also get a better version of Kamaru Usman on Saturday night.
I think so too. I'm actually, in a weird way, like, oh man, I'm gonna be super nervous. This is gonna be one of those fights where I don't really have skin in the game. Like neither one of them are like, my favorite fighter or this, that, the other thing, or where I get worked up about it. But I am gonna get worked up because, to be honest with you, I would rather see, and this sounds crazy, I would rather see Usman win a boring decision than Masvidal knock him out fast, because then narrative forever on Usman would be that he was boring champ and this, that, the other thing. Like, he's breaking records, and what he's doing is so fucking insane that I want some respect on Usman. Like, the things that he's doing is absolutely insane. And Dana said that the winner of this is going to fight Colby, which is going to sell fucking tickets no matter what. And I would love to see that rematch. And then then I would root my ass off for Colby. And then if Colby won, it sets up the Masvidal fight perfectly. But honestly, if Masvidal won and he fights Colby, I'll still be rooting my absolute ass off for Colby in that fight. And I would love to see that. Also, this whole thing that nowadays Masvidal is like this world beater. I know we've said this before on the podcast, and I know Jorge Masvidal has been around forever. Dream, Bellator, fucking Bodog, fuck the UFC. He's been everywhere and back, and I get that. But the fact that he's always like doing these like interviews now, he's wearing like, a Jesus hat, like a cross hat. He's like, I'm going to break this guy's face, blah, blah, blah. It's like, all right, dude, you have like 18 decision victories out of your 30 wins in your record. Like, you know what I mean? What the fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean? These 155ers, like what happened to Ally Quintus face and all these guys that beat you, like I think he has 48 or 49 pro fights, and out of them, I was looking before, like 25 of them went to a decision. So it's like, I get it. He's got this narrative now that he's the new kid on the block, like breaking everyone's face. Like Jake Paul just knocked out Ben Askren. So that also kind of diminishes his knockout, no? Right. But anyway, I'm just being a hater right now. I just want people to respect Kamaru Usman. Like, they have more respect for Masvidal, just, losing split decisions for 5 years, coming back and not getting 2 sweet knockouts and fighting for the belt. It's like, all right, dude, Kamaru Usman's on a 13 fight losing streak. How about we talk winning streak rather? How about we talk about that?
Yeah,
he's fighting. He's basically fighting to beat GSP's records at this point. So it's like, the fuck, bro? When are people going to realize? You know what I mean?
Facts.
Yeah, I just think he's too good for Masvidal. I don't care if Masvidal is on his best day and Kamaru's on his worst day. I don't think it's just such a bad recipe for him, and just such a gimmick fight, I feel, for Kamaru Usman. But yeah, boys, what else we got going on in the MMA world we should touch upon before we close out?
I wrote a few things down before. Let's see if we haven't. We said we touched on PFL in the beginning. Pettis making his fucking PFL debut, probably getting fucking paid. PFL's finally fucking back, dude. It feels like it's been forever.
Yeah, pump for him. Good for him.
What are the odds on that, Mike? I know you had him pulled up before.
I think he's minus 600 for Pettis.
Jeez. Versus Clay Collard. Jeez, man, that's wild. Also, do you see John Wayne Parr missed weight for his one championship fight? Well, I think he was doing a kickboxing fight versus Nicky Holskin. He was supposed to, at least. And he didn't miss weight per se. He was on weight, but he said the hydration tests were all wonky, and he was told to drink a certain amount of water. So he made weight and then passed the hydration test, but then had another hydration test. But since he drank the extra water that he was told, he passed the hydration test but failed the weight. So then he went for a run and just sweat all the water out, basically, and then passed weight but failed the hydration test. So they were just like, he's just like, dude, granted, I'll cut him some slack. It's like literally his 100th. I think he was fighting to get his 100th win. And he's had like 150 pro fights, 130 pro fights, something like that. And missing weight is not his thing. So, we'll give him a pass on that one. But it's just funny to me. Like, they're going to give him slack for that when, like, clearly everyone in ONE FC is on steroids and no one's talking about it. No one gives a fuck. But John Wayne Parr drank too much fucking water, so he can't fight.
It's almost like it's almost like ONE FC had to, like, all right, we need a scapegoat to make it look like we're
exactly, dude.
Make it look like we're legit, but we're actually not. We just that dude John Wayne Parr, make him fail.
Yeah, it's just that sucks, man. Because John Wayne Parr versus Nicky Holskin would have been like, especially for American fans, that's a sweet fight. I mean, granted, John Wayne's definitely well past his prime, but like, I mean, I was definitely interested in it. Let's put it that way. But what else? Oh, we were talking about Colby getting the next shot. I don't know if Dana said it, but I know she said it. Joanna wants the winner of Weili and Rose, and Dana will give it to her.
In a while.
I think that's so stupid, though. I mean, like, you lost to both of them clearly, and you haven't done anything in between. Why are you going to get another title shot?
She said she didn't want to fight with no fans. That was her thing.
So fight someone on a card against the number one contender. I think that's fair. But
I'm with you, bro. But Dana loves Joanna. He'll throw her ass in there instantly. The queen, he'll throw her right in there. I mean, she would put on an exciting fight versus either of them. Especially Weili. Like that rematch, I would love to see that run back. But yeah, win a fucking fight and like show me why we should give it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, she lost to Rose the second time. She came back, beat Tisha Torres, immediately got springboarded to the Shevchenko fight. Lost, obviously. Beat Michelle Watterson back at 115, and then got the title fight against Zhang. And here we are. She's calling them both of them out again. It's like great, good for her if she gets it, man. I mean, like she's a pioneer, but
yeah, 2-4 in the last 6 though is not great.
Usually I'm like on board with whatever the UFC wants to do. I'm about it, especially for promotional purposes, excelling, making the sport go up like this. But in this situation, I'm going back to the old stone age of meritocracy land. You got to earn that shit, bitch.
Call me crazy, but is Joanna basically Holly Holm 2.0?
Dude.
No, I don't think so. I think because she wants to fight. She's not just going into a hole and hiding.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying she's just getting a title shot for showing up.
Oh, we'll see if she gets another title shot. If she does, then we'll say yes.
Dude,
how about this, though? I think that Holly Holm, as much as I don't want her to get another title shot, I think she deserves it more than Pena.
Oh, Mike, give me a fucking break.
Bro, Juliana Pena, she won one fight. And then the one before that, she got choked out by a striker.
Yeah, bad.
Bad, unconscious. And then who she just beat? She was losing that fight.
If I see Holly Holm in another title fight, I'm going to kill myself.
Listen, I don't want Holly in a title fight at all.
Dude, Rose lost her belt, got an immediate rematch, which is warranted. Totally okay, right? But gets another title shot, loses, fights Tisha Torres, super. Everyone in the fucking strawweight division has beat Tisha Torres, and then gets a vacant title shot against Shevchenko, gets soundly beaten, beats Michelle Watterson, super, and gets another title shot.
And now she's asking for another title shot.
Awful loss.
No, you can't, man. That's where I draw the line. Usually, like, there's haters and haters that are like, no, no. And I'm just like, all right, let it happen. In this situation, I'm fucking drawing the line. I don't want that shot.
Dude, how could that's like saying, like, so you're telling me that Weili Zhang has to go through Andrade and fucking Rose to rematch you? Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just madness. Or I might have got the timeline of those fights fucked up, but whatever. She beat Joanna. It's somewhere in there, and Andrade, and now she's gonna beat Rose. And then, I want an immediate rematch. It's like, whoa. Especially, and then if Rose wins, what? You're gonna fight her for a third time? 0-2. You know what I mean?
It's because she's hot, right, Matt?
Potentially.
The fake boobies. Matt likes fake boobies.
That's good. Yeah, they're nice. Speaking of it, Matt, you get the Paige Van Zant's OnlyFans?
No, I don't have
He
it.
did.
You did, right, though?
I did check it out for a second. I had to for the boys.
Yeah, I feel that. Thanks.
Not worth it at all.
How about Jessica Eyes?
Are you kidding? You literally have to pay me.
Yo, what about talking about OnlyFans? Did you see what Masvidal did this week? He posted a video on his Instagram and Twitter, like, yo, guys, like, I'm being censored. Twitter, they're not showing my tweets, and Instagram's not putting my stuff out. So go to jorgemasvidal.com. It's $4.99 a month, and you get exclusive content. And I'm thinking, I'm like, am I the only person that's understanding this wrong? Jorge Masvidal is tweeting and posting on Instagram that his tweets and Instagram posts are not being shown. But here I am watching his fucking Instagram video telling me to go to his website to pay him $4.99 a month.
You're gonna go on there. It's gonna be Jorge Masvidal's dick.
No, I mean that it's clearly a cash gimmick. If I've ever seen,
Oh my
anything
God.
that's paying for that is either a family member, a friend, or an idiot.
An idiot. But yeah, that's it. I have some news. I have fight news that I might be able to break, but not today. I'll save it for next podcast.
All right, let's get it. Is it
Inside scoop.
Will it still be news by then?
Oh, I know what you're talking about, Chris.
Friend of the podcast, Inside Scoop.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, okay, never mind.
All right,
So
you're gonna have to tune in next week, everyone.
I was like, wait,
yeah,
Closing thoughts.
that's all I got, baby. UFC 265. Let's see what happens. I hope I'm proved wrong, and I hope I hear more noise this week about the fights, because 20,000 fucking fans, no mask. Let's go, people.
Wait to hear that crowd, man.
Somebody start sponsoring us so I can quit my fucking job too, please.
Hear that?
Yeah, Matt will kill himself live on podcast if by episode number 100 he's not working for it full time.
Matt, what's your boss's email so I can forward him this?
Oh my God. Goodbye.